In this perspective drawing tutorial, I will show you how to construct a 5-point perspective grid, allowing you to draw in a fisheye view. Here I am using Photoshop to do this, and as you can see, I have my blank canvas. Now preferably we want to do this on some graph paper. Again, you can use some graph paper and draw this by hand, or on Photoshop for instance, you can come up here to view and go down to where it says show and turn on the grid. You can also turn off snapping, which I recommend you do for this. So now that we have that, we start by drawing a square, and obviously a square is equal at all sides, so use the grid to help you. Here I have a square that is 8 by 8 grid units. The next step is to find the center of the square by taking 2 diagonal lines to each corner, and at that center point, draw a circle which encapsulates the square so that it's touching each of the corners. Now it's time to add a vertical midline and a horizontal midline like so, extending these out to the edges of the circle. So the next step is important because we are going to define some dividing lines, and there is a method to do this which involves the grid we are drawing on. From the center of the circle, take some lines through each unit of the grid, extending them to the circle. And you want to do this for the full half of the circle. Now that you have something like this, you want to take some horizontal lines from where each of these meet the circle back to that vertical midline, marking some new points of division. Once you have this vertical line divided, you can hide these lines we had drawn previously, and we want to transfer these same divisions to that horizontal midline. This is a case of simply rotating them round 90 degrees like so, and as I said, this is doable by hand, it's just not as convenient as doing it digitally, especially at this stage where we now need to draw some ellipses. Draw an ellipse around the horizontal midline and have it tangent with the top and bottom of the square. Now you want to draw the same ellipse but have it be around the vertical midline, tangent with the sides of the square. Now you'll notice that these two ellipses cross where our diagonal lines are as well, and these diagonal lines are really useful as a point of reference when it comes to this next stage, especially if you are drawing this out by hand. Because for this next step we need to add some more ellipses at each of these divisions that we made a moment ago. Here I'll start with the vertical ellipses and work my way inwards. Now I will add those horizontal ellipses. And so now we have a hemispherical grid that we can use as an underlay for our drawings. Now you can spend some more time on this and add some more dividing lines in between if you want to, and over on Patreon I've also uploaded a grid like this but slightly more developed for you to download. I would also recommend extending out some grid lines out from the center like so. Now in terms of using this grid for your drawings, we have set up 5 vanishing points here. The central vanishing point, the left and right vanishing point, and also the vanishing points at the top and bottom. And I am intending on doing some more in-depth example drawings using a grid like this, but for instance if I was to draw a box within this grid, keep in mind that all of our lines are converging to one of these vanishing points. All vertical lines are curved to the top and bottom points, all horizontal lines are curved to the left and right points, and all lines going into the picture plane towards the horizon line go straight to that central point. And this can make for some very impressive drawings. You can also scale this up to any size and draw within a smaller section. There's a lot of ways to use this grid, and I will show you how to produce more grids like this in future tutorials. I am intending on making more videos on the subject of curved linear perspective. With that being said, thanks for watching. If you found this helpful then please leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed the content I create, then do consider becoming a patron on Patreon. You will gain access to exclusive tutorials, study documents, process papers, real-time drawing footage and more. Plus you will also be supporting me in a more personal way. Other than that, thank you for watching this video and I'll see you soon.